And sometime during our Raw review, I'm going to bring out this present and she's going to open it. And she hopefully will be very excited about this wrestling related gift. There's special surprise.
Special president?
Special Raw surprise. Raw review surprise. It's amazing.
Aw, thank you, sweetie.
Come up to meet you, tell you I'm sorry. You don't know how lovely you are. I had to find you, tell you I need you, tell you I set you apart. Tell me your secrets and ask me your questions. Now let's go back to the start. Running in circles, coming in tails, heads on the sides apart. Nobody said it was easy. It's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be this hard.
It's got glitter. It's got diamonds.
Oh, take me back to the start. I was just guessing at numbers and figures, pulling your puzzles apart. Questions of science, science and progress, did not speak as loud as my heart. Tell me you love me, come back and haunt me. Oh, when I rush to the start, running in circles, chasing tails, coming back as we are. Nobody said it was easy. Oh, it's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be so hard. I'm going back to the start.
Wait a minute.
Wait. There's something just doesn't seem right about this.
This doesn't make sense.
I'm just not so sure about this at all. I think that we're gonna
Ow!
have to just...
fell on my toe.
Wait, who fell on your toe and who hurt you?
The Miz.
The Miz? The very guy who hurt Morrison?
Yes, he fell on my toe and hurt me.
I'm Chronix, and this is Crystal. The most extreme wrestling, and this is your John Morrison weekly update. And I gotta admit, finally at the end, last week they really had me convinced for just a little bit that Morrison was on his way out. But then I started thinking, more and more, this sounds more like a storyline than ever.
I know. I mean, I feel like we're just being, stupid and hopeful, but then there's a lot of evidence to support.
I mean, it's true, because
he's not really gone.
I don't want to sit here and say, oh, well, he's not going anywhere, and just pretend that he's not. But as the evidence keeps mounting, it just looks more and more like a storyline every single day. So we're going to try to go through this. And we have gotten so many emails, too.
Which, by the way, I'm glad I'm not the only girl that's depressed about the Shawn Michaels, John Morrison, nobody progression.
That's true.
But John Morrison, I think maybe might not be going.
Now, see, I got all these emails, and they're like, no, Chronics, you cannot think this, that he's actually going out because of all the evidence. So, first of all, we see John Morrison not get squished by Brodus Clay, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. Instead, it was The Miz.
It was The Miz.
His best friend.
See, and that brings up a question, because
Miz did look sad.
He did look sad, but WWE is notorious for not telling people what's really going to happen. Like when JR got fired, they didn't tell him he was going to get fired. They wanted that raw emotion, so it's possible they didn't tell The Miz that, he's actually resigning and everything.
Man, I would have been mad if I was JR.
He was mad, I think, and it was in his hometown or whatnot. But okay, so they put him.
I would have been mad. Sorry.
So they put him in there with The Miz. And by the way, I was going to go on an entire rant about how he's going to get fired, but the fact is, John Morrison is not fired. The dirt sheet said November 28th, John Morrison is out of the company. Guess what? He's still there. He's still on the website. He is not fired. He's not been officially fired. He's still within the company, and he's still being talked about. Now, get on to this, the Miz match. They put him in there, and he goes in there, and they fight back and forth. He doesn't get completely squashed. It lasts kind of a long time, and the Miz beats him and cuts a promo on him, and he's like, last week it was R-Truth, this week it was the Miz. Next week, we don't know, but, Morrison was kind of talking to Alex Riley, and Alex Riley is a former Miz guy.
Yeah.
So is it possible that R-Truth and Alex Riley and John Morrison could be doing something because some of these guys are off television and everything?
But anyways, let's talk about why we think that he might be coming back.
Okay. Now, what about the John Laurinaitis WWE.com thing? He says, I really wasn't going to re-sign you anyways. That being said, this is kind of a win-win for John Morrison and WWE. You can take some time and get your body and mind in order, get well soon.
So that makes it sound like he's just taking a long vacation.
Right.
Or something. And then also, didn't
JR said that he was probably, or he's going to take a sabbatical. Sabbatical.
Yes.
So, that doesn't sound like getting released. That sounds like taking some time off, doesn't it?
It does to me as well. And then I still think they could be continuing the whole, let's get people behind Morrison by, screwing him over.
Okay, this is another thing. Yeah, that would go in with the Miz angle. And of course they had to do something with the Miz because R-Truth was gone because of the drug problems. And by the way, John Morrison has not gotten in trouble with the wellness policy since 2007, at the time when everybody was getting in trouble with the wellness policy. I'm not every single person, but way a lot of people. Yeah. And he wasn't even getting in trouble for a lot of bad drugs. It was testosterone related stuff. So it's like, okay, Morrison has been good. He's been good to the company. He's been very respectful, even if he was on his way out, which is a possibility anyways. I'm not ruling that out. He has done the job. He has not, made people look stupid. He could have screwed up his moves and made people look bad when he was putting them over, but he didn't. He was a good boy.
Yeah, and I was thinking, the WWE, you can't change people's perspective. If everybody thought he was on the way out, they're going to give you what you think you're going to get and then, find a way to turn it around on you. Because if they just kind of kept him there, then he never would have got over no matter what.
Right.
Because people just would have been saying he's going to get fired.
Yeah, they could have ignored the internet and all the speculation and could have been trying to push him just as John Morrison, and he probably wouldn't have went anywhere because that's not what the fans thought. The fans thought, because of the dirt sheets and whatever else, that he was on his way out. I imagine that in the back of WWE that there was a meeting and Vince McMahon was like this. Damn it! We need to shake things up again! And all these dirt sheets we'll just use the internet against them, damn it! And I think that might have been something that took place. Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't really think that's how business meetings usually go.
Well, you know, Vince, that's how he talks.
I know. Well, on TV.
Yeah, I know. But that's the way it really is, right? I don't know how all this information got leaked on the internet anyways. I'm pretty sure that there was a meeting and one of those guys was sitting in the back and they were listening in the door and Vince was like, yeah, and we're going to release Morrison on the 28th. But we're going to sign an extension and all that. So, here's the facts. He's not been future endeavored. It's not on the WWE site. They continually talk about him.
His shirt is still full price.
His shirt is still full price. How many times have I brought up the fact that WWE.com, I mean, they're a business. WWE shop, if Morrison's out, they're going to put his shirt on sale for $2 like they did to Vladimir Kozlov. The fact is, it's still there. The fact is, he's still on the website. The fact is, as of now, he's still on the Raw intro. And he has not went on his Twitter, which I'm sure the WWE controls. And Zack Ryder continues to talk about him on his Twitter. So you don't talk about somebody you're about to throw out of the company. If you're going to put somebody in the trash, you put them in the trash. If they continually to talk about him, that means that they're continuing to push him. If they're going to bury him, if they're going to have him off television, you don't talk about him, there's silence, there's nothing, and then he ends up in another company or just off of television. Those are the facts. And those facts lead me to believe that as of now, he's still in the company. He could leave, yeah, but we look at the facts here. We don't look at, we debated all this stuff about the dirt sheets. And of course, the dirt sheets were wrong. He was going to be out by the 28th. Right now, it is like, what, the 29th?
It's the 30th.
It's the 30th?
Yes.
And Morrison is still there. So it looks like that the Morrison weekly updates will continue as long as he's still there.
Score.
Score.